And then, you know, actually trying to follow the Senate races, trying to figure out, okay, if you're going to get the fourth seat or not. Right now it's like, dicey. Yeah. We got no
Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin?
The guys in trouble in Missouri.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, what do you think of that?
You know what?
He needs to step down right now.
He should have stepped down in time. He needs to step down in time for us to appoint somebody else. That's just bad. I mean, come on, that's just not good.
That seat's winnable. And actually, I think you got to look at the same Trent did. I know they know each other well. I think they both came in. He probably didn't mean to say what he said, but he did say it. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Mr. Parker, Mr. I've been elevated. I've been elevated, yes.
See, I knew Charlie was here because I saw his truck.
Hey, Charlie, what's going on, man?
You have a very distinctive truck.
That's what I meant. We ran into some places you chatted for a while. You did good, man. You were out there.
Setting up the store. And you know what? I left here for the wedding ceremony.
Did you really?
Yes, they were also in. So, because my wife said, I don't have time to do all this. I said, you know what? I'm so honored that we're dancing. So I ran from there. And, you know, I went home, took a shower, put my clothes on, practiced the vows, again, ran to Hermosa and it started raining. And then did the ceremony, came back home, changed I tailed it up to where the fireworks were. So I had a table out there with some friends, and then I left there and went over to Barry Paisley's neighborhood and then left there. My wife and I went and just watched the fireworks. That was a long day.
Quick question for you. I'm about ready to sign up for some security. And obviously, I'm concerned about it.
Look, you paid into the system, I paid into the system, my son has not. You know, and so I think for future generations, we have to, there must be some changes, but we must honor the entire commitment that we made to senior generations. There's no way that I can anybody have my Social Security.
Whatever the money personally counts. I hear that kick.
I hear it. I'd like to explore it, but I don't know if that's a cure-all because everyone can't establish one. But if someone wants to opt out, I don't know yet. I'm still studying the whole thing. But I tell you what, there's one thing I would love to upholding our community because look, I paid more money for Social Security myself. I'm 52 years old. I paid a lot. When I get my statement, it's like, I paid that much.
I actually got it last year. But I'm still working.
Right.
And it goes up about 10% a year. Every year that you don't start. Right. Yeah.
So we get people in here.
Yeah.
Then we're going to get started. Cool.
I think we're done. I think that's one thing I did learn is that, if it's already been said, it's already been said. But I got to tell you this. The congressman is one of my dearest friends. Our friendship goes back over 2 decades. And I remember when he ran, and he was successful, and he did exactly what you must do. He was going door to door, he was knocking on doors, he was raising money, he was, the phone calling. And the one thing that I was so encouraged was that his spirit, he never gave up. When people told him that, the chief of staff of the retiring member is going to win this race, and he just said, I'm just going to keep on going. He never said a word, and he deployed some of the best tactics in politics that I've ever seen. He had a video that he would pass out, and they pass it to the next person, and he had this underground support that has never been seen in politics, and that's why we are so blessed to have him represent not just the state of Arizona, not just the district, but God bless. I want to thank our lovely hostess again and my two friends. Where's Anna? My two friends, Larry Pike and Jen Levis, who helped put this together. Thank you guys so much. One thing that I have to say is this. I was driving back, and I'll get into this over the next 55 minutes or so that I'll be talking to you guys. But I drove by Luke Air Force Base, and I was so thrilled because the jobs were there, and people tried to get rid of it. And Congressman Trent Franks deserves all the credit and all the glory. Wow. What people don't understand is this, is that they think that it's just, jobs out there. People were commuting, they were coming out, and they were coming this way, driving into this district, creating jobs. So thank you for standing up for Luke Air Force Base. And I tell you, this has been one of the most difficult things that I've done. 2 years ago, when we ran, and we ran very hard. We almost won. We lost by 2,000 votes, and we were outspent by $2.5 million. And I'll never forget this guy. And I was knocking on doors, and this guy, he comes up to me, and he runs up to me, jumps out of this old 280Z, blue 280Z. And he goes, Mr. Parker? I said, yeah. He goes, I have to tell you something. And he said, so I said, what's that? He goes, the Lord told me to tell you that you're not going to win. And I said, I don't know. I don't know which Lord you're talking to, but I'm winning this time. We did not win, but the words that he said were incredible. He said, because he's preparing you for the next run. And that was so powerful because I believe that in my heart today. And I will tell you this. My lovely wife, she's right here right now. She works harder than anyone else that I've ever seen on a campaign. She is amazing. She works really hard, and she gets so into it. She may rub you the wrong way, but her heart is there, and she is there. She is phenomenal. But it's been a long run, you guys. How many people were here in 2010? Raise your hands. Look at the support. But this has been incredible. But I'm not going to go into what I normally do. I'll tell you a little bit about myself because most of you already know me. But I will tell you the reason why I am running, because I believe it's so important that whoever you vote for, you must know what that person stands for. And many of you have heard me talk about my grandmother who raised me. She couldn't read, she couldn't write. But the one thing that she could do is that she instilled in me the American dream. And that American dream today, it's still here, but we are waking up from that dream. And that dream is that you can be whatever you want to be as long as you work hard. And she used to always tell me, never let anyone destroy your dreams. My dream was almost destroyed when I was accepted into Georgetown University's law school. I had no money to go, and I was in tears. I had this acceptance letter, and she said, baby, don't worry about it. We'll fix it. At 75 years of age, she started cleaning houses again. And that, to her, was the American dream, because she wanted something more powerful. She wanted something better than what she had. She would sit, and I'll never forget, I was a little small child, about 10 or 11 years old. She took me to visit her father. And he said, Louise, remember we used to pick cotton? Your hands would be bloody and bleeding all the time. And And I remembered all of that. And then when I graduated from Georgetown, and when I worked as a special assistant to President George H.W. Bush in the White House.
Love him.
Isn't he awesome? He's endorsed us. And to her, again, that was the American dream because it was something better than what she had. And then when I was unanimously confirmed by the United States Senate as an assistant secretary, I'll never forget CBS, Dan Rather did this expose on me, and I never realized my head was so large. I never realized that I used to walk in slow motion like this. And my grandmother, she called and she said, Bernard. Because when you're from the South, you call people by their middle names. I'm from Southern California, by the way. Actually, I was born in Houston, Texas. But she would always say, Bernard, I thought you were going to help people. And I said, Granny, I am. Don't worry about it. And when I became the mayor of Paradise Valley, it was the same thing. She was so proud of me. And she was proud that I would never what she instilled in me. And once again, that is the American dream, that we must come back to, you guys, that you can be anyone. We have the sense of entitlement today, that you don't have to do anything. It's going to just be handed to you. That's not the American dream. And I will tell you this, when I get to Congress, and we are going to get there, and I want to correct Matthew for 1 second. I've talked to you about this over and over. You don't work for me, you work with me. Okay? Because we all work together. And I will tell you this, when we get there, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be so much fun because we will be able to stand up to this president and say, never before in American history have we had a president or a Congress that allowed for a small business to be destroyed if you have more than 50 employees and they work more than 39 hours a week. Guess what? You will be penalized. When we have a president who is going to impose the largest tax increase in civilization, that is not right, because we must protect this country for future generations. And if we fail to do that, then shame on us. We have been handed such a great destiny. This country is the best country that this earth has ever known. And if we don't stand up and do what is right, then shame on us. I don't care about being called a congressman. I've testified before Congress countless times. It does not matter. I parked on West Exec Drive. It does not matter. And when people ask me, I was on a radio show yesterday, and someone said, what distinguishes you from the rest? And I said, experience. And then the person said, well, what about being a career politician? I said, first of all, I am not a career politician, but second of all, if you want to be a great chef, you have to be in the kitchen. You cannot say that, I'm a great chef, but I don't want to be in the kitchen. It doesn't work like that, folks. And we are going to stand together, and I will stand with my friend Trent and restore the greatness of this country. Today, in the last 2 days, it was really something. My wife and I, we dropped our son off at USC. And I looked at him, and I said to myself, we must get this country back, because in 4 years, I want this country to tell us, good and faithful servants, well done. And it has to come back to that, you guys. We must restore the greatness of this country. And in closing, I'll just tell you this. We have a few days left, and some of you have already been kind enough and generous enough to donate to this campaign. And tonight was not a fundraising call or anything like that. Tonight was to get to see you guys and tell you guys how much we appreciate you. And to tell you guys, if you have any time on Tuesday to man the polls, if you have any time on Friday or Saturday to make phone calls, please do it with us. Because this is not my mission, this is our mission. And if you have anything that you can contribute to this campaign, we could use it, because we are being attacked. And the closer we get, we will be attacked even harder. And so we would like to be back up on television Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So if you have anything that you would like to contribute to the campaign, please see Mr. Schuman here.
And with that, you guys, God bless you guys, and thank you so much, and thank you for being here. We love you guys, and Tuesday night, we will have a celebration. We're currently scheduled to be at Tomaso's on 32nd Street and Camelback. If that changes, we will let everyone know. But thank you guys, and God bless you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.